back to the fence, and that's gone.
There it is. Ace to win the set. It's caught. 20-10 touchdown.
This is going to be in the gap.
Yes! Goal! Go to deflection. Yes! The Huskies win their first state championship. And good evening and welcome to Castle Field in Anoka for this Legion baseball game between Anoka and Elk River. Steve Thompson, Jim Childs, and a great night for a ball game, Jim. The weather couldn't be better.
This is what Legion baseball is all about, with a gentle breeze blowing out. The sun is up. It'll be up through most of the game. And two really good teams early in the season here for American Legion baseball.
And Anoka 3-2-1, and they are getting ready to take the field. Meanwhile, Elk River 6-1 on the year. Starting pitcher for Anoka, Braden Cherry. And Cherry 12 2/3, 1-0, ERA 1.66, 17 strikeouts, 11 walks. The 11 walks stand out a little bit.
Yeah, they do, but he's a strikeout pitcher. He's got good stuff, and he's real solid on the mound as far as just heating it up. So batting orders for Elk River for Tucker Morrell, the head coach of them. Steve?
Yeah, we've got Casey, Stockman, Palm, Riley, Johnson, Olson, Lazard, Herzog, and Carlson for post 112 from Elk River. And then, of course, you see Anoka and how they're going to set up defensively, Jim.
Defense. Out in the outfield, you've got Bruner, Bernard, and Lang out in the outfield. And then around the infield, you've got Evan Frecking, Sam Poser, Tyler Pakta, and Marshall Rassat. And behind the plate will be Logan Jager. And on the hill, as you mentioned, is Braden Cherry. As we're getting ready to start this American Legion Classic.
The wind is blowing out here at Castle Field. 325 down the left field line and 325 down the right field line. And the breeze blowing out toward right. And we are ready to go. And for Elk River is Bentley Casey, the shortstop. Looks at strike one from Braden Cherry. And we are underway. A nice crowd on hand. No rain in the forecast tonight. It looks like more rain later in the week. The 0-1 is another strike. 0-2 right out of the gate for Casey. And the top of this Elk River order, Jim, is solid. There's no doubt about it. And, you know, it was something Tucker Morrell talked about. There's a swing out, one down in the dirt. May have got a piece of it. And the count right along at 0-2.
Yeah, it was fouled off. Good pitch by Cherry to throw it in. You'll notice Casey right up on that plate. He's right on that line. And a strike three. Beautiful pitch. Just shaved the outside corner.
Strike one, or strikeout number one for Braden Cherry. One away, nobody aboard. Top of the first, and this will bring up DH Sam Stockman. And Stockman's one of those guys that Anoka manager Don Garlock talked about. He worked with him at an all-star game, and he's really an impressive player.
Yeah, he is. He's been an impressive player, not only with baseball, but hockey too. He was a good hockey goalie, and excellent playing, going to play Division I baseball.
This one to hit in the air into left center field. Left fielder converging on it. It gets away from the left fielder, Bruner, and will fall. Bruner and Bernard converged on it in left center field, and it drops, and Stockman's on second base with one away.
Yeah, unfortunate. That one came out. That's a center fielder's ball. That's Bernard's ball. He came over there. Brenner had looked like he had a beat on it, but really it was it's the center fielder's job to call him off, and just did not get there in time.
So it does fall. It is ruled an error on the board. So Stockman will stand at second base. This will bring up Andrew Palm, the catcher for Elk River, another impressive player in a deep lineup for Elk River.
Yeah, they had a solid and a young high school team. Starting to see a little bit. You know, Stockman was senior. He'll be heading off this season, but really solid deep team for Elk River.
And throw behind the runner, and they got him. Shortstop Poser puts the tag, 2 away, nobody on. Great play, great move by Cherry.
Yeah, it was a timing play. The catcher dropped the glove and able to turn around and get the out. Great job by Cherry to have faith that your shortstop will be there in time, and he threw a strike, got Stockman out.
Poser put the tag on, 2 away, and the first pitch of the at-bat misses away at 1-0. So just like that, instead of a runner at second and 1 out, nobody on and 2 out for Elk River, and the pitch, here's a strike, 1-1. Wow.
Yeah, that's an exciting play, and Cherry's on it. Cherry's got some good velocity.
And there's a strike, now 1-2. Just a pleasant evening for a ball game. We haven't had a ton of those this spring. Called strike 3, second strikeout looking. So Cherry faces the minimum. Elk River gets 1 on via the error, but they don't leave anyone. And we have played a half inning here at Castle Field, and Anoka coming to bat. And here's that.
A curveball that just comes in and able to brush the front of the plate. You know, the 2 strikeouts, both looking. Batters, the hitters weren't happy with it, but you have to remind them that there is, it's not your strike zone, it's the umpire's strike zone, and he gets to call it the way he sees it. So Don Garlick's solid lineup. We'll start out leading off will be Sam Poser, the shortstop. Bruner, Cherry, followed by the Jaeger, and batting 5th will be Clay Bernard. Trevor Lang out in right field, followed by Evan Frecking, Marshall Rassat, and then at second base and rounding out the lineup will be Tyler Pakta.
So the Tornadoes line up, and here is Elk River defensively in the outfield, left to right, Olson, Herzog, and Lassard. On the infield, Riley at third, Casey at short, Carlson at second, Johnson at first, Palm behind the plate, and Grubner will be pitching for Elk River. So Grubner, the right-hander, will toe the rubber and take his warm-up tosses. We're just about ready to go. Throw goes down to second. And for Anoka, Sam Poser is going to dig in. And Poser this year, .313 on the season, 5 hits, 3 singles, couple of doubles, has an RBI, 7 walks. He struck out 2 times. Sam Poser, the Anoka Post 102 shortstop, digs in. Legion ball. Here on a Wednesday night at QCTV upstairs, ball 1. 1-0 the count. And that one high and tight now, 2-0. Batter's eye was really a nice ad here at Castle Field a number of years ago. That's been a nice addition. There's a strike outside, 2-1. And I think the more greenery you can get growing on outside that fence in the outfield really adds to the experience, and we're seeing some of that out in left field.
Yeah, those were just babies when this thing opened 10 years ago, and you're absolutely right. They did do some work.
This one hit in the air, and it's headed into foul territory. Johnson from first base, top of the dugout, not a play. Kind of right along at 2-2.
Yeah, last year they replaced and redid the mound or the area out in front of home plate where, you know, the first couple of years they had that real, like the old Baltimore chop where it would hit in front and bounce high. They've taken care of that where it's much softer out front and those ground balls a little bit easier to handle.
2-2 on the way from Grubner, and that one's down low. Count 3-2. Anoka leadoff hitter Sam Poser. Hunter Bruner waiting on deck. Pitcher Braden Cherry in the hole, and that puts a man on base. Leadoff man aboard for Anoka.
Good at bat by Poser, able to work through a 7-pitch at bat, and able to see a lot of the pitches that Grubner has. So good leadoff man in Poser.
So here's Bruner digging in. Bruner on the year, 444, looks at strike one. 7 singles, a double, 4 RBIs, 7 runs scored, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Throw over to first, runner dives back. That's Poser. And 0-1 the count. Anoka coming up for win. They're 3-2-1. They had a tie. There's a little chopper, and that's foul. And the count will go to 0-2. But they won at Brooklyn Park 10-4, and they put a lot of money into the Noble Sports Park there. They've got a grandstand and a press box, and it's really good to see. And you know, this facility was inspiration for that facility in Brooklyn Park. There's a throw over to first. Runner gets back. That is Poser. He is safe. Count still 0-2.
Yeah, they did a great. The sound system there is unbelievable. It's a treat to do a game there and to play there. The dugouts are much nicer than they have been, and kind of think that the Champlin Low-Gators for that helped out a lot with that.
1-2 now the count. Now outside 2-2. So Grubner is struggling to find the zone here in the first. Anoka, the leadoff man aboard, and there is nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. And Grubner throws back over. Boy, they're worried about Poser.
Yeah, after a while you end up kind of expending your ammo on that and not worrying about the pitch.
Here's one hit in the air to center field. Center fielder Herzog makes a catch. One away, and the runner will retreat.
Bruner hit it on the handle, or on the button. That one just hung up. Hanging curveball.
And now to bring up Braden Cherry, the pitcher. Cherry this year, his average 214, 3 hits, all of those singles, 4 RBI, has a run scored, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. And Cherry digs in, number 3 hitter, and that one's hacked foul, back out of play. Once again, I can't get over how nice the weather is here tonight. There have not been a ton of these so far, and it's officially summer now, early summer. And that one catches his own now, 0-2 the count. But just a great night. Another great feature here at Castle Field. Pine trees over right field side. Here's one to second, bobbled. Throw to first, got him still. So Cherry retired 4-3. Poser moves down to second, 2 away. That was bobbled by Vinnie Carlson, but he recovered in time to throw him out.
That was a bang play, and it looked like he had made it there ahead of time, but see it right here on it. Yeah, he's safe.
There's Logan,
but he's out.
Logan Jager. That one skips by the catcher. Runner won't move up. It is ball 1. The runner down at second. Poser stayed put as it squirted away from Andrew Palm, the Elk River catcher. Now the count is 1-0 to Jager.
Palm's got a strong arm. You definitely need to make sure that's hitting the backstop.
Ooh. Jager hammers one to deep left. If it's fair, it's off the glove and drops near the track. Runner will score easily. That one had a chance, and that is a booming double to the wall. I don't know, they got his glove on it. He hammered that one. He has one home run on the year already.
That should be a double. I would say that it. Tough play. It almost looked like he lost it in the sun.
Yeah, because he is looking right into the sun down the line. And we haven't received official word if it's a hit. Has the hit? It has gone on the board. It is indeed an RBI double. This one to short. Casey up with it across the diamond. Wide throw, but Johnson keeps his foot on the bag. So Bernard retired 6-3, but an RBI double for Jager. And Anoka gets a run on a hit, and they leave one. And we have played one on a gorgeous night here at Castle Field on QCTV.
This program is brought to you by QCTV. serving the communities of Andover, Anoka, Champlin, and Ramsey. Bringing you year-round live sports coverage, community shows, and government programming. Tune in each week for new local stories, sports, and information in your city to stay up to date with your community. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Quad Cities TV and on X and YouTube at QCTV to stay up to date with your city and to never miss our live shows.
And we are back, Elk River and Anoka, getting ready for inning number 2. And Anoka got a run on that booming double, and I thought that one had a chance to get out of here. Jaggers still certainly has the power, just shy of the track, down the line, and the old line from Major League, a little too high.
He did get under it. You're absolutely right. He got under it and lifted that one. What do you mean it's too high?
Yeah. And here we go for Elk River here in their half of inning number 1. Riley Johnson and Olson. Here it is 4, 5, and 6. And for TJ Riley, he looks at ball 1. And Riley's having a year. 9-game hitting streak. 357. Big swing and a miss. He was trying to hit that out to 7th. Came up empty, 1-1 to count. That would be a poke to get it out to 7.
Yeah.
The 1-1 outside now 2-1. And once again, there's a pretty good breeze blowing out to center field right now. So it certainly isn't helping those ones down the left field line. And that one ripped foul. Boy, he's got a good swing.
Yeah, that one came off the bat with some velo.
Well,
Exit velo.
And our camera on the first base dugout, be ready. 2-2 pitch on the way from Cherry, and a swing and a miss. Strikeout number 3, first swinging for Cherry. One away, nobody aboard for Elk River, and this will bring up Tim Johnson. Good pitch.
That is fastball up and just past that powerful hitter while climbing the ladder.
This Johnson hacks it foul, and that'll go down the line toward the batting cages.
That strikeout was set up with that foul ball, that hard foul ball. You could tell he was behind on it, so he decided to elevate. Cherry decided to elevate that next pitch, got him to chase.
Low and away, and 1-1 to count to the number 5 hitter in the order, Tim Johnson, playing down at third base. Simon Olson waiting on deck, the left fielder for Elk River. He pulled the string on that one, had him way out in front. 1-2 now to count.
Good pitch, just a little bit of a slow curve that just dived in on him. Oh.
And there is the old 50-footer.
That one just about jumped up into the press box. That
usually you say 59-footer. That was in the 50 range.
Yeah,
2-2.
The low 50s, maybe even 40.
Outside, and that is now 3-2. One away, nobody aboard for Elk River. They got the dark pinstripe uniforms, white pants, good look. And another strikeout. That's 4 in 5 batters.
That was a good pitch. He was able to get Johnson to chase on that outside. It looked like it was an outside fastball, and it is. Just couldn't catch up with it.
Here's Simon Olson, the left fielder for Elk River. Post 112. That one down low, ball 1-0. Yeah, there's no doubt. Braden Cherry in a groove here. There's a strike, 1-1. Struck out 2 looking in the first. He had an error behind him, and then a terrific pickoff play. So he faced the minimum so far. Inside, look out. 2-1 now the count. And he has certainly mixed it up and down, inside, outside. There's a defensive swing and a strike, 2-2. So he's really had him off balance.
He has, and that one nicked up Jagger behind the plate. That's why you see the umpire walking out and give Jagger a couple of extra seconds to collect himself.
And I love that give and take.
Yeah.
If an umpire takes one, the catcher knows to go out and give him a breather. I mean, that little give and take there, and clean off the plate and give everybody a little time to get organized.
It's just an unwritten rule. Even
no
if
doubt.
you're frustrated with the strike zone or you're frustrated with the catcher, you still do the right thing when it comes to a possible injury. And you can see the two talking right there before they mask back up.
Yeah, Jagger says I'm good to go, and away we go. Count 2-2, 2 away, nobody aboard. Top of inning number 2, swing and a miss. He strikes out the side. He has 5 in 2 innings, and we'll go to the bottom of the second inning. And Anoka leading Elk River 1-0 on a lovely night. Steve Thompson, Jim Childs, our great QCTV crew, led by Ryan Mush. And it's a lot of fun to be at the ballpark. There's no doubt about it. When I saw my name on the schedule and your name on the schedule, I'm like, now if we get good weather, we've got a perfect night.
It is a perfect night. And, Castle Field, they're going to have their 10th year anniversary coming up on July 3rd. They've got anything from a bouncy house, and maybe you and I can jump in there for a little while.
They don't want me in there.
No, they don't want either of us in there. I promise you that. We may have to put a deposit down before we jump in. But they've got a celebrity kickball, and I figured an Anoka grad like you would probably be asked to do that.
No, I haven't been asked.
Oh, you haven't been asked yet.
I haven't been asked. And you know what? The 3rd is my birthday, so it's a big day.
It is.
It is. I'm not going to say how many birthdays. You can probably do the math, considering I graduated next door in 1982.
Oh, my word.
So, yeah, I'm really getting old. And then, of course, Jeff, the PA guy. Wow. And by the way, Jeff getting ready to head to his 2000th graduation ceremony.
That's incredible. There's not many things that he's like the Cal Ripken of graduation parties.
He is the Cal Ripken of Tornado sports fans.
Yes,
that's
is
for
true.
sure.
Yep.
Trevor Lang, Evan Frecking, and Marshall Razzett due up for Anoka. This is 6, 7, and 8 in the order, and there's a strike from Grubner. And now it's 1-2 to count to the leadoff man. Anoka got a run on a hit, that RBI double by Jagger. Here's one slap to right, could fall, it does. Tim Johnson, the first baseman, couldn't get there. Right fielder Carter Lassard couldn't get there. And the Tornadoes have a leadoff man aboard for the 2nd inning in a row and their 2nd hit of the ball game. That'll bring up Evan Frecking playing at third base.
Oh, that pitch was about 1.5 foot outside, and Lang just reached out and able to push that over the head of the first baseman.
Evan Frecking trying to get on track a little bit. So far 154 this year, a couple of hits. Both singles, has a run scored, has a walk, 4 strikeouts. This one laced into center field. That is down for a hit. And Anoka starts hitting number 2 with back-to-back hits.
That was definitely a rip compared to the Texas Leaguer that just happened on the one before. But Frecking's a good athlete, good basketball player, strong rebounder, and he's just a good athlete. Good rip by him.
There's Razzett, 111 on the year, has a hit. He's going to try and keep the hit parade going and looks at strike 1. Number 8 hitter in the order, playing down at first base for Anoka tonight. And the count once again 0-1. Lang, the leadoff single. Frecking followed. There's one up in the zone, 1-1. So Anoka trying to extend their lead. They had the leadoff walk. It came around to score Sam Poser on Jagger's double. down into the left field corner. There's a swing and a miss, 1 and 2. And in fairness to Simon Olson, he's looking right into the setting sun
Yeah,
out in left
right.
field. I mean, just really a tough play.
It is.
And the 1-2 way up high, now 2 and 2. And we saw that at CHS Field in the state quarterfinals of 4A, that the center fielder for that late afternoon game was looking right into the setting sun, and there were some misplayed balls at CHS Field. There's a strikeout, and that is the first of the ball game for Grubner. One away is still runners at first and second for Anoka.
Well, I think we can see right now the strike zone is, there's some favorable spots in the strike zone that if the catchers and pitchers can get on the same page, they can probably steal 1 or 2.
Here's Pacto playing at second base. And there is ball 1. Pacto 143 this year, a couple of hits. 2 runs scored, struck out a couple of times, and he does have a walk on his resume so far this season. And the 1-0 pitch on the way. And that's outside now, 2-0. Top of the order looms for Anoka as they try and build a little momentum here early in the ball game against Elk River. A lot of good teams in this league. This one hit high and foul out of play. And that hit the roof.
That was, yeah. Although we're kind of expecting the truck. The truck has to park pretty close, and right-handed batters have a good chance of being able to hit a pop-up foul. Ooh.
This one hit in the air down the right field line. That could be trouble. Right fielder has it measured. Lazard grabs it. Runner will tag from second. Headed to third. Not in time. Third base, T.J. Riley thought he got the tag down. And boy, that is a dangerous base running move there, but it paid off.
We'll see right here. Got it. And looks like the, if we had replay, they'd probably ask for a challenge on that one.
So Pacta retired. Lang moves to third. Frecking still at first. Top of the order, Sam Poser. He walked and scored in the first inning. Poser at short for Anoka. Pitcher steps off. That's Grubner. Blubbed to third, but nobody was leaning. And now we're going to get the umpires together. I'm wondering if they're going to call a balk. What do you think, Jim?
Well, in high school, if you go directly to a base, you've got to be able to throw it to third base because they have the.
It is a balk.
Yep.
So they balk in a run. Frecking down to second. More importantly, Lang to the plate with run number 2. And here is a look at it. He'll toe the rubber. Now, if he stepped to third and then threw back to first, that would be okay.
Yeah, but the rule is now is if you step towards third base, you have to throw the ball. If you do not throw the ball,
but he doesn't have to throw to third. He could have wheeled and thrown to first.
The rules change where he has to
go to third.
He has to go to third if he is on the rubber.
So and that's being explained right now. And Tucker Morrell is out from Elk River, and now Don Garluck's going to get involved, and they're just going to talk about this. But
yeah, this is National League rules now, and so they've gone away from they stay with Major League rules for Legion. In high school, they have the NFS or NFHS rules that they stay. So they're playing with 2 different rules. There's in Legion and in high school.
I thought if you stepped to third, you could throw to first and it would be okay. But
it was one of the rule changes a couple of years ago. Yep.
Well, thanks for sorting that out, Jim. And it is indeed a balk. And when we saw the umpires huddle up, I had a feeling that Anoka was going to grab a 2-0 lead, and indeed they have. They have a runner now at second and Frecking. Lang has scored on the balk.
It's good that the both umpires got together and just made sure that as a team that they were on the same page with it. I think that was a good call.
Poser right back up the middle, grabbed by the shortstop, Casey. and he'll throw him out, and that'll retire the side. But Anoka does get a run on 2 hits on the block. They leave 1, and we have played 2. And Anoka leads Elk River 2-0 here on QCTV. And we are back on a lovely night, Legion ball here on QCTV. Steve Thompson, Jim Childs, and our great QCTV crew enjoying the weather as much as we are. And Elk River will send the bottom third of their order up. Carter Lazard, Elias Herzog, and Vinny Carlson, 7, 8, and 9 in their order against Braden Cherry, who struck out 5 of the 6 he's faced.
That's a pretty good start.
That
Not a bad
really
start.
Good. And the first pitch up high, ball 1. Cherry sailing along. Coming in, as we mentioned, 12 2/3, 17 strikeouts. So he has certainly improved on that number a little bit. It was a good number coming in. And there's a strike, 1-1. He had walked 11 so far, hasn't walked anybody tonight. Another good sign. And the 1-1. Now 1-2.
During the high school season, he had 23 innings. And 27 strikeouts. Again, high walk total at 15, but definitely the strikeouts to innings pitched over 1.
As we start the third, Anoka 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error, and for Elk River, 0s on the board. There's 1 in the dirt, 2-2 the count. And he'll reload. And this Legion season, they play a ton of games, and then there's tournaments, and I mean, there really isn't a lot of time to work on anything, but all these kids have played ball in the spring, so they should be good to go, and that one's fall out of play, and it really is getting games in.
It's getting at bats, getting some innings in different spots. Anoka does a great job. Don Garlick, who has been part of.
Little chopper to short. Poser charges, throws, and got him.
He's part of the high school coaching staff, so he knows, development-wise and he works with the coaching staff on where people want to develop during the summer, and they've got talk about having some fun. They get a chance to go to Montevideo this weekend, and they'll play against some outstate teams, some teams from South Dakota. They'll be in Detroit Lakes, and they've got. And we'll talk later about the Gopher Classic that's here, that they'll be hosting here coming up in mid-July.
That one fouled out of play, and this is Elias Herzog, the center fielder, against Braden Cherry. The count 1-1. 1 away, nobody aboard. Elk River batting top of the third. Had a curveball inside, backed him off the plate. Count 2-1. Wind still blowing out to center field. And that one outside, now 3-1.
I like the pace that Cherry is at. He gets the ball, he gets back up in the runner, he's looking for up on the rubber, he's looking for the sign.
There's the first walk of the game. Struck out 2 in the first, struck out the side in inning number 2, got a ground ball to start the third, and now gives up a walk to Herzog, another number 9 hitter, Vinny Carlson, and he's playing down at second base. 398 to dead center field here. And there's a check swing, but it's a strike, 0-1. Got someone sitting up by the pine trees over the right field fence. Plenty of room here in the grandstand.
No admission fees either.
Yeah. Maybe they like the parking spot out there. They got good parking. And they don't have to worry about their car getting dinged by a foul ball.
Well, that's true.
0-2 pitch on the way as Cherry tries to bounce back. Throw over to first, runner gets back easily. And that's Herzog. Top of the order looming for Elk River as they try and get something going here. They're still looking for hit number 1. And the pitch to Carlson down low. 1-2.
I think Cherry needs to look at going on an outside fastball again. He's had success as he's been able to get that velo up on the outside.
1-2 on the way. Goes upstairs and misses there. Now 2-2. Bruner in left, Bernard in center, Lang in right. Around the infield from starting at third, Frecking, Poser, Pakta, and Razik. Over at first, holding the runner. There's called strike 3. 6 of the game for Cherry. Now 2 away. Top of the order, Bentley Casey, the shortstop.
Good pitch. That one, it looked like that was right down the middle. As we see the replay here. Fastball. Might have been a little bit on the inside part of the plate, but nonetheless, that's been called most of the night.
There's one up high and away. Casey struck out looking to get us started in inning number 1. He's 0 for 1. Once again, 2 away, runner at first. That's Herzog via the walk with 1 out. And the 1-0 pitch. Nice block by Jagger. Logan Jagger stabbed that one. He pops out of his crouch. Keeps that runner down at first base.
One thing, they call him either a blocker or a picker. That was a picker.
1-0. That one toward third, scooped by Frecking across the diamond, 5-3 to get Casey. So the leadoff, or I should say the 1-out walk doesn't hurt. After 2.5, Anoka still leads it 2-0.
So a funny story about blockers and pickers. Bethel head coach Brian Robbie, who played for the Twins, New Ulm native, and has been a long time, coach was a long time coach at Forest Lake High School. And his philosophy is, if it's in the dirt and there's a blocker, a catcher who's going to just block it, we're going to run. If there's a picker like that one, we got to wait till it goes past the catcher before we run. It's interesting coaching technique, especially at the college level, because there's some pretty good catchers out there, especially in Division III, that can throw if it's not far away. But that's his philosophy that he teaches his team.
Yeah, and that is a terrific strategy, because if he's able to pick that, get it out of his glove quickly.
Yeah.
A lot of these kids can just throw from their knees and throw darts.
Yep. You're absolutely right. And if it gets away a little bit, then the chances of being thrown out aren't very good. So
for Anoka here in the third, 2, 3, and 4, Bruner, Cherry, and Jagger against Brett Grubner. Grubner, the starter, couple of runs, 3 hits, and there is a strike. Bruner fly ball to left field in his first at bat, 0 for 1. And to the screen right on it, and now 0-2. Rattled around down below. Not a lot of room behind home plate here at Castlefield. You're right in on it. Now 1-2 the count to Bruner. Little chopper to first. Johnson will grab and shovel it to the pitcher covering. Grubner. And on the put out, 3-1. 1 away, nobody aboard for Anoka. And pitcher Braden Cherry, he grounded out to second in inning number 1. He's 0 for 1.
that looks like a routine play, but it's anything but a routine play. Those throws to a moving runner to a pitcher are always difficult, and really a nice job made it look easy was Johnson.
Fouled out of play, hit the roof again. I'm keeping that stat. That's number 2 tonight.
Okay, yeah, you're on it. We'll have to check the analytics on that.
We should get a drone out and see how many dents are in that roof.
Well,
probably a lot.
We'll have to ask Ryan if we've got the drone in the truck.
2-1 the count to Cherry. I don't know how much hail damage they've had here at Castlefield over the years. Might be hard to decipher. That one up the middle into center field a hit. And that is another hit for Anoka, their 4th of the game. And Cherry is aboard. And this will bring up the catcher, Jagger. We'll see if we get a courtesy runner for the starting pitcher, Braden Cherry. And we will indeed. And trotting out there is Noah Quam for Anoka. Quam will be the courtesy runner. And now it's Jagger who hit that towering double into the sun down into the left field corner. Really a tough chance for Simon Olson. I mean, that was towering fly ball, and he hit it hard.
He hit it hard. He hit it long, and he really just missed by centimeters a home run off that bat, or millimeters off his bat with a home run.
Down in the dirt now, 2-0. He really turned on it off the bat. I thought it had a chance, and it kind of hung up, but Olson wasn't able to flag it down, ruled a double. Anoka had a hit in the first. That was Jagger's RBI double, and then they put a run on the board. 2 hits. The run actually scored on a balk, so no RBI. And now the 2-1 count, way outside, and that's picked by Palm.
What's great about Jagger is, he's only a sophomore. We'll see him in the Tornadoes uniform for the next couple of years.
And he is a big, strong kid, and there's one inside and a walk.
Yep.
And now Anoka's got 2 on. Quam moves down to second. He's a runner for Cherry. Jagger down to first. We'll get a runner there. And Provancha will come in to run for him. So now we have 2 runners, and this will bring up Clay Bernard, the center fielder for Anoka. Grounded out to end inning number 1, 0 for 1. This one toward short, slow roller. Casey to second for 1, on to first, not nearly in time. Anoka will have runners at the corners. That was a slow roller. Really no chance for the double play. Bernard reaches on the fielder's choice. And on the play, Quam will go down to third. And 2 away, and the batter will be Trevor Lang, the right fielder. Lang had a single, and then it came around to score on the balk to make it 2-0 Tornadoes. And there's a slow curveball down low, ball 1.
You've got some good momentum. They've had a lot of runners, to be honest. The traffic on the base pass for the Tornado, for the Anoka team, has been excellent. You just would like to see to get that crooked number. Be able to get that clutch hit to get 2 runs across.
Johnson made a nice play on that throw over to first. He had to kind of lean over the runner and stab it. And now it's 1-1 the count. Once again, Lang at the plate, the right fielder. Grubner trying to get out of trouble here in the third. Another curveball. That misses again. Now 3-1. Well, I'm not going to second guess Jeff. I'm going to go with 2-1. This one hack foul. Now 2-2. 2 outs. Runners at first and third. And we need some more baseballs. And now we're loaded up and ready to go. Got 2-2 the count. I knew. Don't second guess, Jeff. Throw over to first, and that's wild. Gets by first base Johnson. Tornadoes have their 3rd run. Runner around second. That goes into the bullpen area. And that runner at first, Bernard, goes all the way to 3rd. So Quam scores on the throwing error on the pitcher. That is the first error of the game for Elk River. And now with 2 away, Bernard's at third base and laying at the plate. 2-2 pitch, hit in the air, foul territory. Johnson will flag it down. But Anoka gets a run on a hit and an error. And they have played 3. Anoka leading Elk River 3-0 here on QCTV.
Hi, my name is Denise Devine, and I'm a local author. I live in East Bethel, Minnesota. The book I read, The Bootlegger's Wife, takes place in St. Paul in the 1920s, and it takes place in a house that actually exists on Laurel Avenue. The reason that I wrote this book was because I grew up listening to my grandma talk about the 20s and all the different things that happened to her through that time. Every time I'd go over to the house in St. Paul, I would look around at all the stained glass windows and all the different things and think, I got to write a book about this house. And so that's how this idea was born. I now have 3 books, and I'm working on book 4. My book is online on Amazon. I do a lot of personal appearances around the state. It's also an audiobook, which is in libraries and online.
And we go to inning number 4 on a lovely night. Steve Thompson, Jim Childs, our QCTV crew here at Castle Field, closing in on 10 years of just a complete game changer in this part of town.
It really is, and like you said, it didn't even just affect Anoka; it's affected the other ballparks that are around here and wanting to be like that. Oh,
here's one hit high and deep to right field. This will go all the way to the fence on a hop. Sam Stockman has a booming leadoff double, and Elk River has their first hit of the ball game, and that was drilled to the gap in right center.
Yeah, he didn't miss that. That was hit on a line, one bounce off the fence, and he's got a second hit. Well, I guess he's been on for the second time. The first one was that error.
Reached on an error in the first, and that was on left fielder Hunter Bruner. Bruner and Bernard converged on it. Went off Bruner's glove. And now it's going to bring up Andrew Palm, struck out to end the first, one of 2 strikeout victims in inning number 1. So far in the ball game, Braden Cherry has 6 strikeouts and a walk. Gave up his first hit a moment ago. And here's Palm, the catcher. Another good hitter. The number 3 man in that Elk River order. Post 112.
I'm giggling because the last time that Stockman was on, they picked him off with the same move. So just seeing if he was sleeping again.
Boy, that was terrific play. Cherry and Poser working together. Poser right behind the runner. They're both staring into the sun. And there's a curveball strike. Good pitch, 0-1. And Poser plays it beautifully because Stockman has really no idea where he's at, because once again the sun is kind of helping. He's so worried about keeping an eye on the pitcher and the ball that he has no idea where the man is behind him. And that one way outside, 1-1. But I think that's one where Poser's really using the sun to his advantage.
Absolutely, and you could see that Poser also, it's the first time I've really seen like a series of 3 or 4 signs to the pitcher.
1-1, hit foul, out of play. Chance to get to that multi-million-dollar QCTV truck. Well, not really, but there's a lot of expensive gear in there.
There is, yeah.
And certainly on my salary, I couldn't afford to replace it.
Nope. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears put in by Taylor and then by Ryan.
1-2. This hit in the air to right, coming on. Lang, the right fielder, makes the catch. Runner stays put. 1 away. Lang got a good jump on it. Had it played perfectly. So Stockman at second. Palm retired. That'll bring up T.J. Riley playing at third base. Riley struck out to start inning number 2.
And the strikeouts have gone down the last, coming through the second time through this order. But Terry's still able to really kind of pick his spots. He's done a nice job of being able to move in and out on the plate.
So now Pakta and Poser. Pakta at second, Poser at short, kind of playing cat and mouse. And there is a swing and a miss, 0-1.
Riley struck out on that high fastball in the second inning, or to end the first inning. I'm sorry, second inning. I'll get it right one of these days, Steve.
0-1 pitch on the way. There's a curveball he drops in there, and that one frustrated Riley. It's like, oh, as that went by, it's like, ugh. I'd like to get that one back.
So I am guessing you're going to see a hard fastball up. See if you can get him chasing again.
0-2 to count. Stockman had Elk River's first hit. Down in the dirt. Blocked by Jagger. And Logan Jagger looks like a catcher. I mean,
he does.
You know, it just, I mean, for a pitcher, it's got to be a comforting target to see, you know, big guy behind the plate like that. A 1-2 pitch. Chop foul. Just got a piece of it. And as you pointed out, just a youngster.
Yeah, sophomore. He was a sophomore this year. He'll come in as a junior next year.
And
They got a strong ninth grade team that'll move up to sophomore level. Anoka's future's bright in baseball, right?
1-2 pitch. Now 2-2. Good eye by Riley. And it all goes back to this facility celebrating 10 years. I think it gets everybody excited. You know, the ballpark, the facilities get people excited about the sport. And I think that's going to continue to pay dividends. 2-2 pitch. Down low again, 3-2. So Braden Cherry nibbling a little bit right now. And it certainly slowed down since Stockman got aboard with the double.
Yeah, and this is a dangerous hitter. And you know, you've got him out once on a fastball up high. I hope he goes back to it again.
3-2 pitch on the way. One away, runner at second. Called strike 3. Got the edge. Riley didn't like it. 7 strikeout for Cherry.
Well, we'll see it on the replay. This is a good pitch. I mean, that's a strike.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's been called all night. Why? You know.
Well, and Riley's got to be frustrated because he probably knows that was on the black.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Tim Johnson struck out for out number 2 in inning number 2. He's 0 for 1. Check that runner, Stockman. He led off with a double. He's been sitting there. Pickoff move. And he got back. Poser hanging in there. No hidden ball trick. He wanted to make sure that was relayed back to the pitcher. I think people are going to talk about that play in the 4A semifinals between Mounds View and Wayzata for a long, long time. If you're not familiar with it, Mounds View pulled off the hidden ball trick in that semifinal, handed Wayzata their only loss of the year. There's a check swing, and that's going to be a strike, 0-1. They came back to win third place. Now, ultimately, it didn't decide the game, but it was still a big run in the game that it kept off the board.
Yeah.
You never know how it's going to play out, but.
Well, yeah, and you know, Mounds View ends up going to the championship and losing on a wild pitch. I mean,
right.
it's just with a Division I pitch or Division I player on the mound.
1-1.
Guerin, a 6'7", throws mid-90s. He's
Yeah,
on the mound and he throws one wild pitch
And a
he's great.
moonshot grand slam in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Just an absolute bomb at CHS Field to deep right center field. I mean, that was just a no-joke home run. I mean, it is a AAA facility, and there's no cheapies at CH, and he tagged that one.
It's so different when you go out and you go down on the field and you're looking at 340 down the line compared to 325. There is a lot of room. That's a lot of room out there.
Yeah, 400 plus to center field.
Yeah.
The high wall and right at CHS Field. By the way, counting out 2-1 to Johnson.
Guerin's brother, Division I player down in Iowa. Follow his brother there.
Swing and a miss, 2-2. So it has been a long top of the fourth. Elk River trying to get on the board, and they're dealing with Braden Cherry. Lead-off double, fly ball to right, put away by Lang, then a strikeout. Cherry's 7th. And now a 2-2 pitch on the way. Called strike 3, 8th of the game. And maybe we want to take a look at that one, but likely caught the inside corner. Home plate umpire said it did. That's 8 strikeouts through 4 for Braden Cherry.
And I think you can almost, give an assist to Jagger as he was able to pull that, kind of work through that ball back in. And that's been called all night. The outside pitch has been called all night. As a hitter, you have to go up there and you have to just understand that he's got to go after that pitch.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I think, Jim, you've been around this game a long time, coaching. As long as it's consistent, as long as you know what he's going to call, if they're going to call the high strike or they're going to call the edges, as long as it's fair both ways, you can deal with that.
And it's been consistent all night. On
That-
both
that's
sides.
right.
Yeah, and so you get up there and you just adjust your game plan as you see an outside pitch. No use getting frustrated with it because he's not going to change.
Right.
And that frustration is just going to bring it out to the field or whatever. Both teams are well coached. We were talking in the break. The movement on backing up balls and just the execution on the defense really shows to both coaches on what they're preaching during their practice. They're limited practices.
And we go to the bottom of the 4th inning for Anoka. 7, 8, and 9. Frecking, Razet, and Pakta. First pitch to center field. Herzog waiting for it and puts it away, fighting the sun. And Frecking had a single in inning number 2, and now has a fly ball to center. He's 1 for 2. That'll bring up Razet. Playing at first base, struck out in the 2nd.
Big difference between high school and Legion is a little bit more, I don't want to say fun, but a little bit more culture from this. The names on the back, they've got the nicknames on the back, and I'm trying to look at what Rossett's name is on his back, but it's a nickname. Just fun, a little fun thing.
That one fouled away. Now 2-1 to count. I'm going to get out the binoculars. I'm not ashamed.
I think it's Chair Bear is Cherry.
And there's a liner stabbed by third base, T.J. Riley, 2 away. Well, I didn't catch it. They should almost put that on the roster for us. So we'll have to bring that up to Don. How about the nickname? Here's Tyler Pakta, second base, fly ball to right field. In inning number 2, he is 0 for 1. Anoka batting, bottom of the 4th. 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error. Elk River, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 error. Tyler Pakta, second base. Up in the zone. 1-1. Shadows starting to creep out toward home plate. Umpire standing in the shadows. And the 1-1, a bit outside. 2-1 now to count. Grubner wanted that one, Brett.
Yeah.
Grubner, the starter. Andrew Palm behind the plate. Riley at third, Casey at short, Carlson at second, Johnson at first. Olson, Herzog, and Lassard from left to right in the outfield. The pitch. That one's outside now, 3-1, didn't miss by much. And Grubner frustrated a little bit.
Yeah, I think he thinks that that might have been the same pitches that are being called against his hitters.
This one outside, and it's a walk. 2-out walk given up. And that is the third walk given up by Grubner. And now top of the order, Sam Poser, the shortstop. He walked in the first and scored and then grounded out to short in inning number 2. He is 0 for 1. And the pitch. Down low, ball 1. That one 55-footer. And 2-0 the count. Missed his release point on that one. And here's Poser, the shortstop, 2-0. And he pours a strike in there, 2-1. And Grubner a little frustrated. His team's still in it here. In the fourth inning, down 3-0 here at Anoka. That one slap foul. That goes into that bullpen area just past the dugout. And now 2-2. 2 away for the Tornadoes here in the bottom of the fourth. Good curveball down the third baseline. And they let it go. Is it a fair ball? It is a fair ball. Runner goes all the way to third on the play. How about that? Riley came in, apparently touched the ball because it did go by the bag in foul territory. And we're going to take a look at this one.
Yeah, he did. The home plate umpire
tried to barehand it.
It looked like it hit just the inside part of his hand. That'll be an infield single. I don't think there's any way that he would have been able to throw him out. And boy, a close play at third base. So
Pacta's at third. Poser with the infield hit. Fifth hit for Anoka. And now they have runners at first and third, and the batter's going to be Hunter Bruner. Bruner, fly ball to left in inning number one, and then grounded out. First base pitcher covering. 0 for 2.
Coach Tucker out there checking to find out if what the call was, and it absolutely went off.
Because the ball went foul.
Yeah, the ball did go foul.
But it did touch him, and that's well out of play, headed for the parking lot. And that's the danger when you take those good spots close to the entrance here at Castle Field. It's so tempting to go, I'm going to just park up front, and then something like that heads that way. That one slapped to first. Johnson knocks it down, will go to the bag. No damage done, and he made the right play. Just knock it down. You have plenty of time to get to the bag.
Yeah, at the end of 4, Legion team up 3-0 on Elk River.
And we'll be right back, inning number 5 here on QCTV.
The best way to learn about local government is to see it in action. No fooling. On April 1st, local homeschooled children took a tour of Ramsey's City Hall, police and fire departments, and public works buildings. There, they received an up-close look at the systems that decide where businesses are built, how water is transported from deep underground all the way to their faucets at home, and the different tools police officers use to assist during an emergency. Several highlights of the day included trying on the protective gear utilized by the police department and exploring the big machines that plow snow, move dirt, and much more. These tours aren't just limited to school groups. If you'd like a closer look at how Ramsey functions, you're welcome to attend City Council and Advisory Board meetings and arrange a tour of your own. Feel free to give the city a call at 763-427-1410.
And we go to the 5th inning for Elk River. Simon Olson, Carter Lassard, Elias Herzog, 6, 7, and 8 for post 112. Braden Cherry's been in command. He's given up a hit, struck out 8 through 4, and walked just 1. He gave up that leadoff double and was able to avoid trouble from that leadoff double. And he is at Elk River guessing some good pitches right on the black to get strikeouts 7 and 8, Jim, in that inning.
Yeah, well, Stockman's been the offense for Elk River. He's been on twice. Both times up, he's ripped the ball.
This one hit foul and 0-1. Now, in my experience over the last 9 years coming here, 10th anniversary coming up, I always park in the arena parking lot.
That's where I go to. Either that or the lacrosse.
Jeff Nelson, the PA announcer, Anoka super fan, does the same thing. I always just say, no, I'm gonna park in the arena lot, 1-1. I just think that's prudent. Especially considering I'm still making payments on the vehicle I have.
Oh, we just got a new one a couple of years ago, I think, right, Steve?
Well, it's not new, it's used.
Okay. But it's new to you.
New to me. And I'm still making payments. and that's a determining factor. If I had my old truck, I'd park right up front. It wouldn't matter because dents would improve the value of the vehicle.
Well, I think it's interesting as you see some new
Called
parents.
strike 3, ninth strikeout there for Cherry. And the leadoff hitter Olson for Elk River down top of the 5th.
New baseball fans always think, oh, I can't believe how lucky I am to get this parking spot.
Right. Yeah,
And,
you're lucky, all right.
And then they come back to a broken windshield.
That one outside, 1-0. Carter Lessard grounded out to start the third. He's 0 for 1. Big swing and a miss. And Cherry dealing right now. He's working quick. Nobody on. And he's right back on the rubber. 1-1 pitch. Nobody on for Elk River. And 1 out. Now time called.
So
Lessard trying to slow him down.
Yeah. Well, he's in a rhythm right now. He gets that ball back, and he's ready to fire.
Down low. Once again, now the shadow just almost right on home plate.
Right now, real tough for the left fielder and that shortstop. Third baseman.
That one gets away from Logan Jagger, the catcher. Once again, Frecking at third, Poser at short, Pakta at second base. Razz at first, then Bruner, Bernard, and Lang in the outfield right back to the screen. He was on at 3-2 now the count, but Elk River just hasn't been able to get a lot going on Cherry. And as you pointed out, Stockman, that booming double on a hop to the fence in right center. But that has been it. Stockman did hit one well, and of course that was an error against Bruner. Another called strike 3. And now that's 10 for Cherry.
He has been dotting the I tonight. Boy, that's excellent. Excellent job of using what you're getting, and that pitch just shaving that outside corner.
2 strikeouts in the first, struck out the side in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, now 2 here in the 5th. And it's ball 1. Once again, Herzog, the center fielder, he had a walk in the third inning, the lone walk given up by Cherry. Right back to Cherry, stabs it. He'll trot over there, shovel it. Razz, and that is an easy inning. 1, 2, 3, Elk River. 2 strikeouts and a ground out, and we have played 4.5, and Anoka leads at 3-0 here. Steve Thompson, Jim Childs.
I've got something for you. It's hot off the press. We just found out. We were talking about the celebrity kickball. And during the time since we've mentioned, actually, Ryan has informed us that we are covering it.
Covering the big event?
Yeah,
the 10th anniversary at Castle Field.
So,
and Anoka superfan Jeff Nelson, our PA announcer here tonight, running the scoreboard. He apparently is going to be involved in that. Food trucks, a lot of fun here for that on July 3rd.
Bands, music, like I said, bouncy houses, all kind of stuff. Another thing coming up at Castle Field on the 12th of July, less than a month away, actually 16 days away. So it will be the Gopher Classic here. It's got Rapid City, Osseo, Stillwater, Omaha Central, and Tri-City Maroon will all be here for that Gopher Classic weekend. Great baseball to come out here and watch that weekend. Let's take a look at Cherry's strikeouts. He has been fantastic. I would say electric on the mound. He started out with a strikeout right from the start. He's sitting at, you said 10. I believe 8 of them have been looking, and he has been able to use that fastball on those 2-strike pitches out and away, and just excellent location.
There's one that skips in. 1-1 the count to the leadoff hitter. Their batter in the Anoka order, Braden Cherry, the pitcher, grounded out in the first, had a single. Quan was the pinch runner, and he came around to score. But this position in the order did score the third Anoka run. And as they bat here in the fifth, 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. Elk River, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error. There's the strike now. And the count is 2-2. Leadoff hitter, Cherry here in the fifth. And this one to short. Casey waits, fires it across, in time, 1 away.
You know, with the exception of that one error that happened out to start the game off Stockman, it's been really well played defensively. Both teams have made the routine plays. We've had that one error on that pickoff throw, but generally it's been a well played and a quick ball game so far.
Jagger, the cleanup hitter, looks at strike one. He had that RBI double in inning number 1 to play the first Anoka run. And then he had a walk in the third inning. And now the count 1-1. 1 away, nobody aboard. Anoka, bottom of the 5th inning.
So if they had to stat the game-winning RBI again, he'd be in line for it right now.
Yeah, and he really hammered that ball way up in the air down the left field line. Once again, I thought it had a chance to go out. Stayed in the park, but a tough chance. There's a swing and a miss. And Jagger is retired, and that is just strikeout victim number 2 for Grubner. Grubner struck out 2, walked 3 in the ball game. And with 2 out, nobody aboard for Anoka, it'll bring up Clay Bernard, the center fielder. Grounded out in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the third.
You know, lots of games. Well, you know, you've got 3 games during the week in the North Hennepin. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you have games scheduled for the league, and then you go out and there'll be at least guaranteed 5 games this weekend. So you're playing 8 games just minimum every week for Legion.
1-1 inside, 2-1. And if you're, 15, 16, 17-year-old kid, that sounds really good.
It really does.
Play games. Let's hit the road and play some games.
Yeah.
That one in foul territory. Johnson makes a play. Nice chance. And Anoka, for the first time tonight, goes down 1-2-3. We have played 5 here at Castle Field, and Anoka leads Elk River 3-0. Inning number 6 on the way here on QCTV.
Hi, I am Rachel Jorgensen, and I'm the author of this book, Supporting Your Child with Special Needs, 50 Fundamental Tools for Families. And if you know anyone or you yourself are raising a child with special needs of any kind, I have been a special educator for 20 years, almost 20 years. And so I wrote this book to help families navigate the special education system, to help them intervene with their child at home to support growth, and then finally to connect with themselves and to prevent their own burnout as they're raising their child.
And we are ready to go to inning number 6, and we're going to get a pinch hitter for Elk River. It'll be Miles Hansen, who's going to pinch hit for the spot in the lineup. Vinnie Carlson batting in the 9-hole. Carlson struck out and is only at bat in the third. 10 strikeouts for Anoka starter Braden Cherry. And now trying his hand to get something going, Miles Hansen once again will dig in. And the pitch to Hansen, high, ball 1, 1-0. And they'll turn over to the top of the order. Casey waiting on deck, and then Stockman, who has a double. The only hit for Elk River in the game, and that's inside 2-0. So Cherry would like to get the leadoff man before he has to deal with the top of that order. 2-0 pitch. There's a strike, 2-1. And it has cooled down nicely.
It is not a lot of humidity. It's excellent. This is why you want to live in Minnesota during the summer.
Yeah, these handful of days like this, I'm kidding. Outside, and a leadoff walk. Just the second walk given up by Cherry, and it is a leadoff walk to the pinch hitter, Hanson. And now the top of the order, Bentley Casey, the shortstop, struck out in the first, grounded out to third in the third. He's 0 for 2. So Elk River down 3-0 here in the sixth. Trying to get something going against Cherry. There's one inside, ball one.
So you look at Cherry, you'll throw them tonight. You'll have a game tomorrow, and then you could probably throw them again on Saturday with 3 days rest, so probably Sunday.
The 1-0, outside 2-0. And we haven't seen any activity, obviously, with coming into the inning, 10 strikeouts through 5 and a walk. We'll have to see if Don Garlock gets any activity if he loses this batter. 2-0. There's a strike, throw behind the runner high. Hauled down by Raz. He had to leap a little. And now it's 2-1 the count.
It's important for Cherry to get after Casey. This is, you don't want to have 2 runners on and Stockman up with the tying run at the plate.
2-1. There's another strike. Pours it in there. 2-2.
Let him hit the ball. Let your defense do some work.
2-2 pitch coming up. Runner at first. No throw over. And the runner will get back, and that is Hanson. Well, Miles Hanson did his job in the pinch hitting role. Get on however you can. He got on via the walk. And the pitch. That's roped down the left field line. Just foul. Hit it well, but just foul. And the count now, or will continue at 2-2. He turned on that one.
Yeah, third time through the lineup, you got a chance to see the same pitcher. And I think we watched Casey take quite a few pitches on that first at bat. I think 6 or 7.
2-2 coming up from Braden Cherry, the Anoka starter, working here in the 6th inning. Runner at first, and the pitch. Slap foul to the netting. Count right along. Good at bat here, leadoff hitter in the 6th. Elk River trying to make some noise. 2-2. Curveball almost hit him. Casey just turns the shoulder away now. 3-2.
Casey played that perfectly. Like you said, just turned your shoulder away.
3-2. Upstairs, strike 3. 11th strikeout of the game for Cherry, and it's a big one.
That was a big
Sam
one.
Stockman.
Yeah, and now you can breathe a little bit easier with this good hitter going to University of Utah.
Stockman reached on an error in the first, and then a booming double to right center in the 4th. The pitch, curveball strike. Boy, dropped in strike 1. That's huge.
That's backdoor curveball that just able to catch that back part of the plate.
0-1 the count, 1 away. Runner at first for Elk River in the 6th. They're trying to battle back. This one slapped well foul.
Now it's time to nibble. Now you start looking at different spots, different locations. Gotten in twice on him, and Stockman's been able to hit that ball hard on the inside part of the plate. We'll see if he stays on the outside.
Runner goes, 0-2 pitch on the way. Called strike 3. Stockman doesn't like it. 12th strikeout of the game for Cherry. And the runner is now standing down at second base with 2 away, and that'll bring up Andrew Palm, the catcher. And once again,
yes,
gets it on the black, and
it's a called strike, and it was a good pitch. I mean, it was I'd consider that a strike.
Palm 0 for 2, strikeout in the first, fly ball to right in the 4th. Elk River got the leadoff runner aboard. Now that leadoff runner is at second with 2 away. And that one low and away, 1-0. Good stop by Jagger. Cherry and Jagger working well here tonight. 12 strikeouts, 2 walks. just one Elk River hit. That was that double by Stockman. There's the strike, 1-1.
Well, you had mentioned at the beginning, as you went through his stats, you were like, well, you know, he's had 11 walks in 12 innings.
Yeah.
Haven't seen a lot of it tonight. He has been right around that plate, and been able to move his locations around and hit his spots.
That one just outside, 2-2. Yeah, 12 2/3 coming into the game. ERA at 1.66. He had the 17 strikeouts and the 11 walks in 12 2/3, and that's a little more than you'd like to see, but tonight, no problem. 12 strikeouts, 2 walks. Throw behind the runner again. Poser dropped the glove, and they're going to give the runner third base.
It was a balk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Poser snuck in there, but a little too quick on the move with Cherry, so now we have a balk on each side. Balks are even.
If we have a replay and we could take a look at it. Look down.
And now they're explaining to Cherry what he did, and here's why you got the speeding ticket.
Well, I think it's great. I think it's to take that time to be able to talk about what the umpire called. This is just a good learning environment.
Don Garlock out, and he's going to chat about it. Once again, runner at third, 2 outs here, top of the 6th inning. Elk River has gone down 1-2-3 twice, but they have had base runners. They have had opportunities, but in reality, 2 strikeouts an inning and only a couple of walks and 1 hit. Not the recipe to put a lot of runs on the board.
Well, they haven't had multiple runners on. It's been 1, and the runner was picked off. They had a runner in the 3rd and runner in the 4th, but they haven't had multiple. I mean, it's just been it's been lonely on the base pass.
Good hitter in Palm, the catcher. And the count 2-1 with 2 away and a runner at third base. Moved to second and then the block to third. And the pitch. Right back up the middle. Poser flags it down, throws him out. Nice play by Poser behind the bag. 6-3 on the putout. And we have played 5.5, and Anoka leads at 3-0, but that was a really nice play, Jim.
Excellent job, and the great part about just the stop and the transition time from glove to throw, excellent job by Poser. Really a nice job. And you mentioned Don Garlick as he walked out there. I wanted to kind of talk about some of the stuff that he does. Not only is he in charge of the Legion, but he spends a lot of time with the Minnesota, and he's one of the leaders with the Minnesota State High School Baseball Coaches Association. And a lot of time is spent with that, with not only All-Star, but the play ball for Minnesota Twins, the coaches camp. Is instrumental with getting baseball out there and having it grow in education and service within the state and the high school. Does a great job with it. He's always been very active with that.
Yeah, big part of the game in this neck of the woods for sure. And, you think about all the coaches, especially those that coach in the spring and then carry over and coach summer ball.
Yeah.
You got to get a lot of cooperation at home to make that work as well. So,
yeah,
no doubt.
Yeah, and during the high school the game started at 4:15 or 4:30. These start at 7, so you're taking a lot of time away from your family at nights.
So here comes Anoka in the bottom of the 6th, trying to tack on to that 3-run lead. Lang, Frecking, and sit for Anoka, 6, 7, and 8 in their order, and the pitch. Ball 1, ball 2 to Lang. Lang singled and scored on the block. Here's one hit into center field. Herzog can't get it. It rolls toward the scoreboard. And this will be a double for Lang and the 6th hit for Anoka.
Yeah, good start to the sixth inning. That pitch was left up. He went out. It was a little outside. He was able to go with the pitch and hit it out, and good distance and a good swing put on by Lang.
So leadoff hitter aboard with that double. It'll bring up Evan Frecking. Had a single in the second. Fly ball to center field in the fourth. 1 for 2 in the pitch. Ripped to third. Grabbed by Riley. Checks the runner back. Throws to first in time. So Frecking retired on a pitch, 5-3, and that'll bring up Marshall Rassett at first base. He is 0 for 2.
A good play, and like I mentioned, good job with the coaching. The shortstop was going over to cover third as he threw with the runner on second. Just good awareness by both teams on the defensive side.
Grubner, a couple of strikeouts, 3 walks in the ball game. Runner at second, 1 away. That's inside and low. 2-0 the count.
And the 3 runs have been scored. 1 on a balk, 1 on a wild throw on a pickoff move, and then the double by Jaeger.
That one fouled to the screen, 2-1. Anoka stranded 5 through 5 1/3. And Elk River stranded 3. As you pointed out, they just have not had a lot of base runners in the game. And Grubner's pitch. This one hit high in the air, foul territory outside of first. Johnson on the run. Nobody can get to it. Lassard, the right fielder. Carlson at second base couldn't get to it. And the count 2-2.
Generally, the second baseman is the one who can usually make that play the easiest. The right fielder's got a long run. Second baseman does too, but he was pinching over as to cover.
And then, by the way, it's not Carlson, it's Hansen who pinch hit, who is now out at second base wearing number 21. So he came over, couldn't get there. That get by the catcher, and the runner's going to move up for Anoka. That's going to be Lang down to third with 1 out. So that one gets by the catcher, Palm. And this could be an important run for Anoka, leading at 3-0 with the 7th inning looming.
Yeah, any insurance right now with only 3 outs is a positive for the Legion.
Elk River 6-1, Anoka 3-2-1. This one chopped to first by first base Johnson. That'll play to run, and that'll be an RBI single for Marshall Rassett. And Anoka's extended their lead to 4-0. Right down the line.
Infield was playing in. If the infield plays out, I still don't know if they would be able to make that play, as that was kind of peeling away from the first baseman, Johnson.
Curveball strike to Pakta. By the way, Pakta fly ball to right, inning number 2, walked in the 4th. That one lifted high and foul down the right field line. First base, Tim Johnson goes over to give it a look, but he can't get there. Johnson's been active over at first base. He's putting on some miles.
Yeah, he has.
The count is 0-2. Pakta, the number 9 hitter in the Anoka order. And single run in the first, a run in the second, a run in the third. Here's towards second. Hansen grabs, goes the short way to second for 1. Runner at first, safe. So they get the lead runner. That was a pretty nifty play by Hansen to shovel it to Casey, but the throw not in time.
Wow, what was great was Casey barehanded it in the throwing position. You could see Hansen backhand right into the throwing position, and the ball just was not hit hard enough for a double play.
Pakta at first, reached on the fielder's choice. Now it's Poser. Poser, first pitch, fouled out of play. Poser walked, scored in the first. Still the game-winning run at the moment. Grounded out to short in the second, had a single in the 4th. 1 for 2. That one outside. 1-1 the count. Grubner's trying to figure out where that is, and now they're going to check to the base umpire to see if he actually checked his swing, and indeed he did. Grubner really wanted that pitch and didn't get it.
He did, and Palm, you can you see when the catcher double pumps or takes a little longer throwing it back, he's sending a message to the umpire saying, "Hey, I think that was pretty close." And you saw Palm kind of double clutch on the throwback to pitcher.
1-2, hit in the air and down for a hit. Left center field. Herzog cuts it off. Runner headed for third. Throw to second. Skips away from second base Hansen. And that'll be a single. And now runners at second and third. And 2 out for Anoka. They have a run in and they lead at 4-0. And they have a chance to break it open with Hunter Bruner coming to the plate. Bruner 0 for 3. And hustling all the way on that play was Poser. Down for a hit. Throw skipped away from Hansen covering second base. Takta at third. And that one hit high and foul. Down the left field line, 0-1. Didn't quite get out of play. There's a lot of foul territory outside the bags here at Castlefield, the 0-1. This one, that's going to be down for a hit in left center field. 1 run in, second run coming to the plate. It is a 2 RBI single for Hunter Bruner, and Anoka leads at 6-0.
That's officially breaking it open, I believe, right? As Coach Tucker Marshall will go out and most likely is going to relieve Grubner.
Yeah, that's a crooked number. 3 on the board, 2 outs, runner on, and a conference on the mound here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
I'm sure Grubner wants to finish. He's got 1 out. He wants to finish this game. There's 1 on, and they're going to leave him in there.
So Anoka in the inning, 4 hits. They have now 6 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. Elk River no runs, 1 hit and 1 error. Lang the leadoff double. RBI single by Razhet. And then the 2 RBI single by Bruner. And there's ball 1. And Braden Cherry, the starter. Cherry a ground out in the first. Single in the third, run scored. And a ground out in the 5th. And now the count 2-0 to Cherry. It was Quan, the pinch runner, that actually scored that run in the third, but he'd get the single to get on base. 2-0 pitch on the way. Hit high in the air to center field. Herzog drifting to right center, makes the catch and retires the side, but damage done. Once again, Anoka, 3 runs, 4 hits. They leave 1, and we have played 6. Anoka all over Elk River, 6-0 with the 7th inning coming up here on QCTV.
This is Cole with Anoka County SHIP, and I have a question for you. When was the last time you moved from your seat? Movement makes all the difference in living the healthiest life you can, especially if you're working from home or the office where you're probably sitting down all day. So whether it's getting up for a cup of coffee or walking over to check out the window, a little bit of movement can make a lot of difference for your health. So get up and get moving with Anoka County SHIP every day at goanokacounty.org. Thanks.
The St. Paul Saints are back. Courtesy of our sister station CTN, we are able to bring you coverage of the St. Paul Saints. Catch live coverage of tomorrow's Big League Stars right here on QCTV.
And we are back. Lovely night. Legion Bowl here on QCTV. Big thanks to our entire crew. Ryan Mush leading the way. Steve Thompson, Jim Childs. Anoka put up that crooked number on the board. Now they have plenty of insurance for Braden Cherry, who's been dynamite tonight. 12 strikeouts through 6, just 2 walks. He's given up 1 hit. That was to Sam Stockman coming in inning number 4. And now he's got 4, 5, and 6 in the order. Riley Johnston, or TJ Riley, Tim Johnson, and Simon Olson. Elk River got the rally caps on, trying to get something going here in the top of the 7th inning. They are 6-1 on the year, but in trouble here. That one outside, ball 1, 1-0.
Riley's been pretty frustrated in his bats. He's got 2 strikeouts, and both of them have been called.
This one hit high down the right field line, giving chase. Right fielder gives chase, makes a catch. Trevor Lang went a long way to get that one out.
That was an excellent job of being able to track down. Long run for Lang.
Comes right into your shot there and makes the grab. And there is a lot of room down the line, particularly the right field line here at Castle Field. And he hung in there. That one goes all the way to the backstop. And the batter is Tim Johnson. And you brought up a good point about Cherry. 4, 5, and 6 in the order. 6 strikeouts in 6 plate appearances.
Yeah.
Riley, Johnson, and Olson. He struck him out every time. Johnson 0 for 2, obviously. That's a big deal when you can get that part of the order without any damage done. And now it's 3-0 as Cherry falls behind to Johnson. Olson waiting on deck. And that is a 4-pitch walk. And that is not what Don Garlock wanted to see with a 6-run lead here in the 7th.
Well, here's something that's been impressive. So Cherry gets someone on in the first inning, picks him off, strikeout. In the 3rd inning, Herzog's on. Next one, strikeout. After Stockman gets on, a flyout and 2 strikeouts. He's just been able to minimize damage and just go after hitters with his stuff, which has been outstanding tonight.
Simon Olson 0 for 2. Struck out 10 to second. Struck out to start the 5th. This one towards short. Poser knocks it down, gets the lead runner. Hung in there and got it to Pakta. So Johnson retired 6-4 in the play. Olson reaches on the fielder's choice. More important, an out.
Yeah.
And a runner on and 2 away now for Elk River.
So Don Garlick's going to come out. They're going to have to take him. I don't know. I think it's a pitch count where they'll come in, and I believe Frecking is going to come in and for this last out.
So Frecking in from 3rd will pitch. Cherry will leave. What a line. 12 strikeouts, 3 walks, 6 2/3. Gives up no runs and just 1 hit. And getting a lot of congratulations in that Anoka dugout. And now Evan Frecking will come in, and Frecking will take the ball. He's pitched just 2 innings. Appeared in 1 game. Doesn't have any record. And has 2 strikeouts. And hasn't walked anybody. And haven't seen who's coming into play 3rd.
He's out there.
Yeah,
it looks
so
like Cherry's going to stay out there and play 3rd, I'm guessing.
Yeah, Cherry went over to the dugout and got the congrats. And so Frecking will get 2 more, and then we'll be ready to go. Quick recap, Anoka 6 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. Elk River no runs, 1 hit, and 1 error. The Stockman double in the 4th. That's it. And now the batter is going to be Carter Lassard. Grounded out in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th. And now it's Frecking pitching. And indeed, it'll be Cherry at 3rd base. That makes it easy. when they start playing musical chairs, I get in all sorts of trouble. Frecking's pitch. Ball 1-0. Grandstand umpires thought that was pretty good.
Unfortunately, they're not paid as much as the guy right behind the plate. Oof.
That one gets away from the catcher, Jagger, and the runner moves up. So with 2 away, there's now a runner at second base here in the top of the 7th inning. And the count to Lassard, 2-0.
Frecking comes in, and he really just needs to throw strikes. Let your defense work. It's been sensational all game.
There's a strike outside edge, 2-1. And that's been called all night. As you pointed out, Jim, that strike on that outside edge has been there for both pitchers. And that one gets away from the catcher. Throw down to third, not in time. Boy, dangerous play. Down 6-0. Not sure why he's running on that.
That's really a good point, Steve.
I remember this from Little League.
Yeah.
Don't make the first or the third out of an inning at third base, let alone the final out of the game at third base. 3-1.
You're right.
Fouled out of play. Yeah, that was. Simon Olsen was playing with fire there.
He was.
I can't imagine Tucker Morrell would have been too thrilled with that. So 3-2 to count, 2 away. Runner at third base. Elk River down to their final out here at Castle Field. And the pitch hit high in the air to center field. Bernard waits. He's got it. And Anoka gets the win over Elk River tonight. Legion ball, the final 6-0. Anoka moves to 4-2-1. And Elk River falls to 6-2. Good ball game tonight. Anoka played well. And it was really about Braden Cherry tonight.
Yeah, 12 strikeouts. 6 of them were looking, and of that, and only one hit, a double out to Sam Stockton. And he just minimized the damage every time. Only 5 runners allowed, and just absolutely a dynamic pitching performance by Braden Cherry.
And Sam Poser's run, driven in by Logan Jagger on that booming double into the left field corner in the first, turns out to be the game winner tonight. When you get great pitching, 1 run will stand up, and Anoka ended up with 6 before it was all said and done.
Absolutely, and your catcher helped you out. That's always good to see. The catcher, having a catcher drive in that run, just is a little sweeter for the pitcher. So,
Sam Poser had a couple of hits, couple of runs scored. Hunter Bruner had an RBI single, 2 RBI single in the 6th. Braden Cherry had a hit in the game today. Up and down the lineup, Trevor Lang had a couple of hits and a couple of runs scored in this game as well. Marshall Ratzett had an RBI single coming in that 6th inning. Anoka rolls to a 6-0 win over Elk River. Big thanks to the folks here at Castlefield. A big thanks to both coaches for all their info. Tucker Morrell from Elk River, Don Garlock from Anoka. Big thanks to Jeff Nelson, our PA man. He knows it all. Good to see him. Jim, always fun to work with you.
Absolutely, Steve, pure joy.
Jim Childs, Steve Thompson, and our great QCTV crew, led by Ryan Mush. Gorgeous night. Hope you enjoyed the ball game here on QCTV.